Hey guys, Jeff here, and before we get to today's episode, I wanted to let you know about our Season 4 sponsor, Adventure is Out There Travel. If you're listening to this podcast, there's a pretty good chance that you're in the middle of planning your next Disney vacation right now. So why not make it easier for yourself? By working with an Adventure is Out There travel agent, you'll be having an experienced vacation planner doing the heavy lifting for you. Adventure is Out There Travel specializes in making sure your entire group gets to experience the type of activities they want in order to make your trip even more magical. Whether heading to a Walt Disney World vacation in Orlando, flying west to Disneyland, or floating on the high seas in a Disney cruise, Adventure is Out There Travel can help you plan the vacation of a lifetime. Visit adventureisoutthere.travel.com for your free, no obligation quote today. Now on with the show.
Get ready for your weekly dose of pixie dust with Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Patrick Dugal.
And Patrick Dugal. That was Rush.
I know. I was very excited about all the things we're talking about today.
Yeah, well, before we jump to the House of Mouse headlines, I do want to talk to you about Christmas at Walt Disney World, because
so much Christmas.
There is a lot of Christmas, and of course, it's all in full swing at this point.
Yes.
Has been for a little while now.
I think there was literally like 4 Disney parks blog meetups or something just because of the amount of new stuff they're having, or just the normal, because they usually have a meetup every time there's a party, but there's some new stuff at Hollywood Studios and all that stuff. And we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the new stuff. One of the first things I want to talk about, so Disney's Hollywood Studios really has, I feel like we've been talking about this for a while, but that park's in a construction zone for a long time now.
Yes.
So they're doing a good job putting special events and special shows and stuff there to kind of make up for that fact, I feel like. And it's continuing with the holidays. Echo Lake, which is an area of the park I love. And I think it just comes down to
Gertie the dinosaur.
Well, Gertie the dinosaur is wonderful, but I just think it comes down to, it's really the area of the park right now that is untouched from opening year. And I personally feel like it should be a historic landmark at this point because I don't want them to touch it. It's lovely to just still have that area. I mean, I'm surprised it's not bulldozed yet. In that area, you have references to The Rocketeer. You have references to Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Fun fact, I heard they're moving Fantasmic to Echo Lake.
That was, well, I told you my original thought was that when I heard that.
Really? That's so small.
Well, that's why I was freaked out because, so as a kid, I knew Fantasmic from Disneyland and I heard it was going to Disney's Hollywood Studios. And I was like, where are they going to do that? Echo Lake? And I was like, how are they going to do that? It's going to be so lame. And then, of course, I found out they built a venue for it.
No.
But that was my original thought
hilarious.
when I heard about Fantasmic there. But in any case, Echo Lake is so cute now for the holidays. This is the first time they decorated it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they moved the Disney Hollywood Studios Christmas tree to Echo Lake. It used to be at the entrance, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so the giant Christmas tree, each of the Disney parks has a giant Christmas tree, or shall we call it a holiday tree? I don't know, whichever one's correct. And they moved it from the entrance, I believe, over to Echo Lake, so it's there now. They have these giant ornaments floating in the water. Gertie has a big Santa hat on. There's a very 1930s vintage decoration look going on, and I love it. It's just really cute. I love it. So please don't bulldoze Echo Lake at any point. If you want to update the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, you're welcome to do that.
It's true.
But don't bulldoze Echo Lake. Hashtag save Echo Lake, even though there's been no announcement.
Nothing's going to happen.
I know. Well,
we know.
Anyway.
Moving down to Sunset Boulevard, of course, we have the Tower of Terror and Rocket Roller Coaster. But one of the main things that they added this year during Christmas is the Sunset Season's Greetings, which is the Hollywood Tower Hotel projection show. The amount of projection shows that this park has is insane.
Are they still doing the Movie Magic one? Wait a second.
Movie Magic, Star Wars, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, and
now
Sunset Greetings.
Greetings.
They're probably not doing all of those, but I honestly, We're going to have like an all-park projection.
There could be a map projection dining package, essentially.
I wouldn't be surprised if they start making a park that's like nighttime only, that's all just like white buildings, and then new stuff gets projected on it every time. Well, anyway, this Sunset Season Greetings opens, which is like a collection of mini projection shows, ranging from Frozen to Toy Story to just Mickey's Christmas adventures.
Yeah. And the Muppets.
And the Muppets. Yes, of course. What do you think about this?
So there's quite a few things I want to say about this, because like people had some really like strong feelings about this, and I was a little confused. I saw a lot of, how can you make the Hollywood Tower the hotel, the Hollywood Toy Hotel? And I just wanted to be like, East Coasters, may I remind you, our Hollywood Tower Hotel is now permanently the ugliest building on Disney property. Permanently. And you're freaking out over a map projection?
I love it.
That was kind of my initial... I mean, I don't understand the anger about it.
What my position... I think all the shows are cute.
Yeah.
But judging from the videos I've seen, I still don't think it's the best thing to project on.
I would agree. I did see, I think it was Paris that did the Star Wars project. I felt like that worked a lot better, the Star Wars, and we'll see that with Galactic Nights at Hollywood Studios. I felt like that worked. This didn't so much for me. I thought it was a nice addition. As you mentioned, so the prep and landing characters kind of introduce all these different segments, which is nice. They're also the stars of Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, so they're really trying to keep those characters alive, which is cool. Maybe we'll get more of those in the future. There were only 2 of them, the holiday specials.
Never seen them.
Oh, they're really good. You should check them out. They're cute.
Okay.
But yeah, so they prep and landing characters introduce it. Now, the thing that I did miss was I remember them talking about like a Norman Rockwell-esque type of projection part. Like I was expecting kind of a black and white type of, and we never got that, and I was like, that was bummed. But they did have like Mickey's Christmas Carol. The Hollywood Toy Hotel was the big thing that everybody was freaking out about. And then the Swedish Chef segment was nice, and Olaf. Now, the thing that disappointed me a little bit was they kept saying the billboards on Sunset Boulevard were going to come to life, and they were just LED screens.
Yeah.
I was expecting more of like the billboards that we're used to seeing there being map projected on. So that was a bit of a bummer. Something that's... Now, you said you don't really care for the Hollywood Tower Hotel as a projection surface. I would say it's a little weird to be watching, like, you know, oh, Christmas, feel-good feelings, and then door open, elevator drops. Ah! Like, that was weird.
Yes.
And that definitely happens. So that's a little weird.
Yeah, they don't close the ride during this show. It just goes.
Which I would expect. If they closed the ride for this, I'd be like, no, bad idea. But yeah, I thought it's a nice addition. I will say, after watching video of this online and having been to Christmas events this year and many years and dealing with this, you know, if you want to make a lot of money from theme parks and shows and stuff for Christmas, you know what you need to invent?
Snow.
A quiet snow machine. They're so loud.
They are.
They sound like model airplanes.
Do you know what I noticed, though, is I don't hear them in Frozen live at the Hyperion. I don't know.
They're probably too high up.
Yeah, I don't know if, or it's like during a, like, they just put music over it or something, but I don't hear them there.
Yeah, I mean, if they're done well, so the problem is if the higher up it goes, the less control you have over where it lands, but the lower it is, the louder it is. So I'm always an advocate for just put them as high as you possibly can. But I will say, watching videos on YouTube of Sunset Season's Greetings, it was like they would turn on and you heard it immediately. It just loud buzz. So if somebody wants to work on a quiet snow machine, honestly, you'd make a ton of money. But what do you it sounds like you prefer Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam over this.
Well,
I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam!
Honestly, again, I haven't seen either of them in person. I've just seen videos. But if I'm going to be completely honest, recently I just went to Wizarding World of Harry Potter and saw their projection show.
You love the castle as a projection surface.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, but you really love that castle.
It's good.
Do you like that castle as a projection surface more than Cinderella?
I think Cinderella Castle is great.
Yeah.
I
Cinderella Castle is so perfect. Like you'd kind
It's
of
weird
almost
though, because you don't think it would be, because there's so many different parts, but
here's the thing.
it does work.
because it's white.
Yes.
You'd swear that like it was their original intention with that castle. You'd swear back in 1971 they were like, oh, we're going to project video on this because it's so perfect for it. But having said that, the dark Hogwarts castle
works as well.
Beautiful.
See, that's why I think some of them don't work as well. Like even the Chinese theater, which works
I love
well,
it.
It works well on the sides too, because it's the sides are white and then the roof is one singular red color. But when there's too many things going on, like I think the Hollywood Tower Hotel has, I think it distorts it a little bit.
Yeah. Now, just to talk about Hogwarts for a second, I haven't seen it yet, the Christmas show. Is it as short as the summer show?
It's about 8 minutes.
I think the summer one was like 5. So that's...
Yeah, so it's a little longer. And it's multiple times a night. So
Okay, cool. Excellent. Tip, if you do decide, at least here in Hollywood, if you do decide to go check out the projection show on Hogwarts, I would highly suggest do not go to the first show, because they're so close to each other in time.
Yes.
That like everybody waits like over an hour for the first show. That clears out, and within a half hour the next one starts, and you can just get in there
like
and do
10 minutes,
yeah,
20 minutes later.
Don't go to the first show. Just little pro theme park tip right there. But yeah, anyway, anything else about Sunset Season Screenings? Did you have a favorite segment?
I think I like the Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Oh, really? All right. I'm very surprised. I feel like that's something I would say, but that wasn't.
The Toy Story one was cool too, but again, like I couldn't make it out.
Yeah.
Like I have to see it in person.
Yeah, agreed. Hey folks, after multiple requests, the Disney Coast to Coast 2018 calendar is now available for sale at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. Featuring original photos from around the Disney parks, this calendar is perfect for you or as a holiday gift for the Disney fans in your life. Plus, if you missed out on our Disney Coast to Coast t-shirt sale earlier this year, you can now purchase a calendar and t-shirt bundle at a discounted price. Don't miss this opportunity, as these items will be for sale for a limited time. Your purchase helps ensure that future episodes of Disney Coast to Coast will remain free for our loyal listeners and viewers. Visit DisneyCoastToCoast.com now for more details. And by now I mean immediately after finishing this episode, because I definitely wouldn't want to interrupt your DCTC time. Now back to the show. Now also going on over at Walt Disney World, something new this year that I just have to mention. It's a little thing, of course, but during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which for the most part is the same as previous years, there is a new Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom card.
Ooh.
And I'm very excited about this because it's Rover's Christmas Carousel of Progress card. Whenever Carousel of Progress gets love, in, Disney recognizing it in the park, this is a win for me. I'm just always like, this is just like, hey, they haven't forgotten it. It's not going away. Like, it's just a little, we gotcha. We're good. So Rover's got his own card for Sorcerers.
It works well, because I mean that scene does take place during
Christmas. Yeah. So it's in fact they have him. I feel like he's doing like the VR thing. If I'm remembering correctly, like he has the VR headset on. Yeah, that the boy does. That's great. It. But yeah, I was excited to see that. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, over at Disney Springs, there is a lot of Christmas stuff going on. If you remember last year, we talked about the Christmas tree trail.
Yeah.
Well, this year, it is even bigger. We got 25 custom decorated trees this year. 10 of them are new.
Do you remember this from last year?
I do. I remember talking about all the different movies, and you hated it.
And how it was a train wreck.
You hated it.
I think everybody did.
Well, you're getting more of it this year.
Well, here's the thing. So I watched video of it, and maybe I'm just not remembering correctly. It looks like it was done a lot better. Now, it still looks a little like high school fundraisery as far as the way it's set up. Like it's in a parking lot. There's like these temporary fences around. But as far as the trees themselves, they look like a bit more effort were put into them. So that was nice to see. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. We got some new ones this year, including Peter Pan, Sleeping Beauty, Dumbo, and Snow White.
Yeah.
So you can catch those out. Also, Stitch's Holiday Gift Hunt returns, which is a scavenger hunt around Disney Springs. Of course, you can meet Santa.
Now, do you know where you meet Santa?
You can meet Santa
in the tree trail.
In the tree trail, in a tree. You have to go into a tree.
Santa's hiding inside of a tree.
It's like Nightmare Before Christmas. You open a door. and you walk in the tree.
That part may or may not be true, but here's the best part. You essentially check in like you had a restaurant reservation. Like when you're checking into a restaurant, hey, 4, and I think they text you when it's time to return.
Of course,
so as
Santa
you're waiting... Well, I think one of the elves does it, but when you're
iPhone X.
when you're waiting, you can go check out the tree trail. So that's kind of nice. I like that.
Yay! Of course, you can meet the Coca-Cola bear.
Now, is that only a wintertime thing?
No, you can meet him.
nice.
He might have like a wintry Santa hat on.
A scarf, probably.
But you can usually always meet him in that World of Coke area. And then at the end of the month, Lanoob is closing. So
this is your
check
last chance.
That out before the 31st.
Yeah, New Year's Eve is the last chance to see Lanoob. Did you ever see it?
No.
Wow.
But I'm excited to see what goes in there.
I am too. I'm excited to hear that announcement. Maybe that whole area's under construction for the whole NBA experience thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe NBA will just take it over. No, there better be a new show going in there. Also at Walt Disney World, you can get the Ultimate Disney Christmas Package. Now, this is new for this year, I believe, right? Had you heard of this before?
No.
This is basically, it includes your room, park tickets, and holiday events. It's a 5-night stay from December 21st through December 26th. It is those days only.
Oh, you have to stay during Christmas.
Yeah, this is Christmas at Walt Disney World for you. At a moderate or deluxe resort, you go to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party on December 21st. You have special Pandora entrance the evening of the 22nd. Christmas Eve dinner buffet at Epcot. And a special Christmas gift delivered to your room on December 25th, Christmas morning.
I like the idea, but I don't like the set dates because literally that's the busiest week of any park.
But that's also a good week to get like perks. It sounds like you have Pandora.
Are you getting ultimate fast passes? Also, it says a special morning at Pandora right after your midnight Christmas party.
So let's see. No, it's the evening of the 22nd. Pandora, the evening of the 22nd. Okay. So I don't know. It does not say how much this costs. So you have to call to find out. I did not call. But when they don't give a price, it usually means it's pretty pricey. But it does include quite a few things. Here's the bummer. If you are an annual pass holder, you still have to buy park tickets. So park tickets is part of the package. So it's not like your price will be lower just because you already have park tickets.
Yikes.
So that's part of the deal. You got to get that. But I don't know. I think it sounds kind of cool. I would love to try it. But at the same time, it's like, you got to go with your whole family because it's Christmas, man.
Yeah.
It's Christmas. Anything else you want to add about Christmas at Walt Disney World before we go? They do have the Jingle Cruise returning there this year, which sadly Disneyland does not.
Oh, yeah.
And we had the better one, so I don't understand.
Oh, yeah.
But they have no layovers, I guess. What are their holiday layovers at Walt Disney World?
That's it.
Carousel of Progress, final scene. Yes.
That's it.
Fantastic. Okay, guys, let's jump to the latest news then in today's House of Mouse headlines. Here we go.
Here are the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
So starting off with the news, we just had the IAAPA convention happen over in Orlando this past couple week.
About a week ago, I think.
Yeah. And one of the new inductees is Dick Sherman.
Yay! He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's a part of the IAAPA Hall of Fame now. Of course, we know Dick Sherman as part of the Sherman Brothers, writing all of the classic Walt Disney songs that we know and love.
Well-deserved, I would say. Some other folks who have the honor of being an IAAPA Hall of Famer is Walt Disney himself,
yes,
Roy O. Disney, Marty Sklar, Jack Lindquist, Dick Nunes, Wally Bogue, and Betty Taylor. So lots of Disney names that we know and appreciate. So I think Dick Sherman belongs in that list of people. If you don't know, IAAPA stands for the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions. You used to go to it all the time when you were in Orlando, right?
It's always in Orlando, so I went. But now it's like,
that's more of,
I want to go. Yeah. I'm not close anymore.
That's more of a like an industry convention,
yes,
not a fan one, right?
Yes, it's more like companies who design rides go and showcase the new ride vehicles or new ideas.
So basically like theme park owners and managers and stuff go
so rides,
looking to buy stuff.
new foods, new games.
Ooh, new foods.
Yeah, a lot of food to try. It's pretty great.
Dippin' Dots, the ice cream of the future.
That's where it came from.
Did you know that thankfully they've dropped the whole ice cream of the future tag because they've been
They
around.
got suitors.
I don't know about that.
I think there was a lawsuit about
I
it.
just know that it's been the ice cream of the future since I was like 5 years old,
It still
if not
is.
longer. So I thought that was funny. But also at IAAPA, they do have the award ceremony there. What are they called? The Disney... The TIA Awards, I think. TEA Awards. So
Whoever can drink tea the fastest.
Yeah, so Pandora got an award for theme park area development. Flight of Passage got an award for outstanding attraction. Mission Breakout and Frozen Ever After for attraction reimagining.
Nice.
I find that to be interesting because I don't know, is that, I guess it's an attraction reimagining.
They took they left the same tracks in.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration, that show that we love in front of...
Oh, God.
Yeah, IAAPA, it got the ring for Most Creative Christmas Show. I don't know.
I guess creative. 'Cause
Yeah.
no one else wants to touch it.
I was trying to think, I'm like, well, what other shows were new?
Yeah,
Maybe there are
know.
just no other
There's
new
like no other
Christmas shows.
contenders.
Wind Traders at Pandora got the judge's choice for games and merchandise excellence. And so they were definitely honored there as they often are. We've said it a billion times, the theme park industry is getting more and more stiff competition. This is a good thing for the industry, and it's a great thing for fans. So keep it rocking, folks. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah. Especially if you don't know, Universal just bought a huge plot of land.
In Orlando. I'm excited about this news.
Third theme park besides fucking Obey. It's a water park.
That is a water park.
2.5 park over there.
Yeah, that's not a theme
People call
park.
it Third Gate.
It's not though.
not.
I feel like I know the Universal was really pushing that when they first opened it, as that's their Third Gate, the Volcano Bay Water Park. It's a great water park. I very much enjoyed it. Best thing about it,
The misters on the floor.
those sprinklers on the sidewalks, so your feet don't burn. Yeah. That's the best thing. No, it's a great water park, but it ain't a theme park.
But moving on over to Disneyland, we recently got an announcement from Disney Parks saying that Disneyland will be hosting a multitude of events this year.
Next year,
2018, starting with a Disneyland After Dark event.
Yes, so that's the name of all of them. They're all Disneyland After Dark, and then they each get a theme.
Yes, the first one is like 50s and 60s themed. Where back to date night in the parks, so you can come with your significant other or by yourself or with friends to an evening in the parks till 1 a.m. I believe they said, with special themed photo ops and stuff from 50s and 60s.
So basically a Dapper Day you get to pay for.
Exactly.
So-
They want you to dress up and enjoy Disneyland in a hard ticket event. Like Dapper Day.
Yeah, so this ticket, I was thinking about it when I first heard about it. I was like, okay, this is cool. Now, like, Dapper Day is a lot of fun for a lot of people. Frankly, like, I certainly don't do every Dapper Day. Getting dressed up was kind of a hassle. But I was like, what would I pay for this? I was like, if it was like $50 or $60, that could be a fun night. It's $95.
It's $95.
It's a price. I think it's a pricey ticket. I don't know. Do you think?
It's pricey.
Okay.
I would like to see I like a list of everything cool that's happening.
Well, so it is January 18th of 2018. This is going to be the first of these Disney After Dark events. They're going to have live music, special photo ops, as you mentioned, unlimited digital downloads, which is great if you don't have the annual pass.
Already.
So there's going to be a band playing at this Disneyland Railroad Station, which is kind of cool.
Cool.
They're going to have a stage set up there. There's going to be a band playing in front of Small World.
Okay.
That's kind of nice. Fantasy in the Sky fireworks are returning, which is the fireworks
Old
show
school.
that they had during that time. My question is, will they? So Fantasy in the Sky was the name of the fireworks show from 56 to 2000, and obviously it changed through those years.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to play music, if they're going to play an older version that only has music from the movies from the 50s and 60s. That I'm curious to hear about. You're also going to get a vintage park map, which is kind of cool. They're printing vintage park maps. I don't know, $95. Pricey ticket.
Yeah, I am excited to see the future events. I know.
I was going to ask you, what do you want to say?
When Disney tweeted this out that they were having these Disney After Darks events, the official Star Wars account retweeted them with a winky face.
Oh.
So basically, we're getting a Star Wars event,
Which makes sense.
That I will probably be excited for, and I'm sure a Marvel event will come.
Yeah.
I'm like trying
I would love a Disney afternoon event.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids event.
Maybe not that one.
What? You wouldn't go?
But yeah,
they would bring back Honey, I Shrunk the Audience for the night. Whee!
Okay, put it in with the Magic Eye Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Tomorrowland Theater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you go to that if they brought
If
that?
they had a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids,
what would you pay for?
I would absolutely pay the $95 for that.
Just to experience it again.
Just to have a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids night. Oh my God!
Well,
yes.
but what if they had some other night, but they came? with
like Disneyland '90s night, and it was $95, and they had Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. It's a good chance I'd do that.
It's a good chance.
There's I'd say 95% chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's 1% for every dollar.
Yeah, exactly. I would totally do it. What would you like to see though, besides the obvious? Is there anything?
I have to think what movies.
I feel like there'll be a Pirates night.
I feel like they'll definitely do a Marvel one because we're getting Infinity War. Next year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
it's a fun idea. I like this. Here's what would really make me pay the $95 if Disney released the amount of tickets they would sell. If they said, "Hey, we're only selling 10,000 tickets," or whatever the number might be, and we knew that going in, because I got to tell you, I went to a Disney Vacation Club event last week at Disneyland. I waited no more than 10 minutes for any ride.
10 minutes.
There were 2 showings of Fantasmic, so you didn't have to wait around. You just go. Free popcorn, free ice cream, free churros, free soda.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many people were there, but I gotta say, it was lovely. The longest lines were for the character meet and greets.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
I'm sure.
Like being able to walk on rides is a huge plus. So I don't know. I feel like these events, whether it's Halloween or Christmas, their crowds are getting bigger. Would you disagree, or is that in my head? Do you think?
Yeah, I haven't been to a hard ticket event in a while.
When I went, last year I went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. It was very crowded. Like it was
they always
crowded park. So, but that's my point. Like sellout, I think should be at a lower number.
Okay.
And if they told us that number, that would really entice me to buy a ticket more.
I mean, but it's selling out anyway at the number it's at.
It is. But I feel like you could make it $150 at that point. And if people knew, short lines, they'd sell out. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe not. What else?
Anyway, those are happening.
Yes. It's 2018. Look forward to that. I'm excited to hear what other ones they come up with. Should be cool. Happening on Disney Cruise Line on the Disney Magic, we're getting Rapunzel's Royal Table in March of 2018. They're getting a new table service restaurants with characters and live entertainment. Rapunzel and the Snuggly Duckling Thugs are going to be there, and it's going to be in the Regal Ballroom celebrating Rapunzel's birthday. And they mention a lively parade happening in there as well.
In the restaurant?
Yeah, so it sounds like they'll be like,
There's gonna be a giant float that goes through.
I'm assuming not floats, but it sounds like a fun little thing. I like that. I'm curious if they're taking out a restaurant because I don't know where the space is, where it's gonna go. I don't know.
Where is it again?
It's in the Disney Magic. So that's the first ship, right? And that would be Lumiere's. That would be Lumiere's Animator's Palette and probably the one I can't remember because it's forgettable.
They also just did this recently with Tiana's place.
Yeah, on a different ship.
Yeah.
I think the Fantasy was that one.
Don't know my ships that well.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's cool. They're really keeping up with the ships. Like, they're not. It was funny because when they started doing work on the Magic, I was like, what do they need to work on the cruise ship for? Like, those ships are so nice. I'm like, oh my God, that ship's like 20 plus years old.
Yeah, it's
at
crazy.
this point. Is it that old?
No.
It's old. 15?
Maybe.
Cruise Line's been around for a long time, much longer, I think, than we realize at this point. But yeah, good for them for keeping it up and keeping them all fancy and everything.
Still haven't been on one.
Never? Well, you've been on a ship. You haven't taken a cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is true.
I got to get on one again. It's been a long time.
Moving on over to some TV news. Did we talk about the streaming service?
We've talked about the streaming service a bunch on
the
here.
Disney streaming service. Well, as we mentioned before, that High School Musical as a TV series will be added to that. The streaming service, which is interesting because was it last year or maybe early this year that we talked about them doing a High School Musical 4?
Okay, I was going to ask about this because as I was reading the articles about the TV series,
There was literally auditions at Disney.
Well, somebody posed a question like, "Oh, will the original cast come back?" I can pretty much guarantee Zac Efron will not.
No.
But there are a few of them who I would not be surprised if they did, and they were like teachers or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
come
I was
on,
gonna say high school.
a Sharpay drama teacher. I could totally, or at least her brother.
Yeah.
My goodness. So I was reading along in the article, and it mentioned High School Musical 4, and I was like, so it was basically, is it going to be the original cast, or will it be the cast of High School Musical 4? And then I was like, oh my goodness, I never saw High School Musical 4. And then I was like, wait a sec, did it happen?
No.
So is it going to happen?
I don't know, because I remember they legit had auditions for it at like in the convention center at a Disneyland hotel, like last year or 2 years ago or whenever. It's still like in process. It could come out on the streaming service now, I guess, but
well, what do you think the chances are that like High School Musical 4 has like kind of just
died out from the TV series? It could have, but there's people like us who remember they announced the High School Musical 4.
Yeah. What do you think the chances are that the cast of Club Mickey Mouse will be the the cast of High School Musical, the TV series?
No.
I could totally see that happening.
I don't think so.
A little crossover, I don't know.
I don't think so.
How epic would it be if a Zac Efron cameo happened in the High School Musical TV series? That'd be kind of epic.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, maybe this will bring High School Musical back to the parks.
Could.
Also happening on the streaming service, which, by the way, Bob Iger announced will be less than the cost of Netflix,
which is now at $10.99. So the streaming service is probably $9.99.
I'm gonna say he made
$7.99.
Yeah, I was gonna say $7.99.
They said
considerably
lower.
Yeah, because,
which I think Netflix started out at $7.99,
if not less. Yeah. Who remembers that Netflix started out as
DVD service.
DVD mail?
I mean, they still do it. It's just,
I know.
Everyone just does streaming.
They're the really good example in my mind. Whenever like you kind of get set in your ways and you're like, no, this is the right way. This is, it might be old school. I'm always like, if Netflix didn't adapt, they'd be Blockbuster. That's what it comes down to. But in any case, I completely digress there. Also on there, in addition to the High School Musical TV series, we're going to get a Monsters, Inc. TV show.
Yes.
And a Star Wars series.
Live action.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
I'm going to work on that.
Okay.
New goals.
Okay. Goals. I like it. 2018 goals. It's
not going to happen probably until 2019.
Okay, 2019 goals. I like it. You're thinking way ahead.
Yeah. It takes place in Star Wars Galaxy Edge.
Yeah,
I didn't. That's where they're gonna film it. While people are.
I hope that's not true, because they cannot afford to shut down that.
As soon as it opens.
No.
Closed for filming.
All right. We also got a teaser trailer for The Incredibles 2.
Yes.
Which people flipped out about.
Yes.
Why?
I think people flipped out at the announcement, and then I think people.
Did we get a date? What announcement?
No, the announcement, like the day before they released the trailer, Disney was like, tune in tomorrow for something incredible. And everyone's like, oh my God. I think people still liked the teaser as well. Like I said, it was just very much a teaser. But the reason why I think I was underwhelmed is because I saw so much of it at D23.
Yeah, that always tends to be the case if you're at the D23 in the room.
Then that's me just being a spoiled person. Yeah. Being underwhelmed because I've seen a lot of it at D23 already.
Yeah, I am admittedly not a huge Incredibles fan. I really do plan on and have to watch it again. I don't have strong memories of it, but I know...
I have it on Blu-ray.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm going to borrow it.
Okay.
I know that, like... so the baby has laser eyes, and like this is a big thing with the sequel, is like the family.
Spoiler. So at the
is that a spoiler?
No. Spoiler is at the end of The Incredibles. They never know that they didn't know Jack had powers.
Okay, that's what I was gonna
don't know
ask.
He has powers now in the Incredibles.
Even the fire thing.
Even the fire thing. Okay. Never saw it. Now that's why when Mr. Incredibles in the teaser realized he has powers, he has like the most powers. Like he doesn't have everyone in the Incredibles has one singular power. Jack just has like crazy unlimited powers from what we know.
Okay, so. Yeah, I mean, people are excited about this movie. It was a cute teaser trailer, but people really got excited. A little more than I did, and than you did, it sounds like. But cool, it's coming. Before we head into this next piece of news, I just want to mention, do you remember a segment on the show we had called Frozen News of the Week?
Yes.
I half-jokingly say this. We may have to create a Star Wars news of the week.
There's a lot of Star Wars.
There is so much Star Wars news every week, I feel like. So go ahead and let's start with this first piece.
Well, let's talk about it.
Star Wars news of the week.
Oh, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah. So starting off with Star Tours, we are now able to visit the new planet from Star Wars: The Last Jedi, which is called Crate.
Yes.
Crait. I believe.
Yes.
And this is the planet in the trailer where there's like ships going through. There's a bunch of red stuff, smoke coming up from the planet bottom. I haven't ridden it yet.
I haven't either.
I haven't seen the movie yet, obvisely, so I don't know.
I have. Saw the movie.
Yeah, you saw it? Great.
It's very
Was it
good. Luke Skywalker dies at the end.
Oh, spoiler.
Spoiler.
Just in case you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I'm excited to go and ride it.
Yeah.
But bigger news.
Now this is,
I think.
spoiler. Although I don't
Could
understand.
it be?
All of the things that were like spoiler alert. I'm like, how is this a spoiler? Like, I don't consider it a spoiler. But in any case, spoiler.
We finally got the name of the planet, which Guardians of the Galaxy. Star Wars: A Galaxy's Edge.
Oh my God, Star Wars: A Guardians of the Galaxy's Edge.
This is what confuses me. Sponsored by Samsung. So Star Wars: A Galaxy's
wait a
Edge.
sec. Siemens is still sponsoring its Small World Holiday
Oh, look at that.
at Disneyland.
Even though maybe they love Disneyland, they hate Disney World.
What do they hate?
Disney World. Walt Disney World.
Thank you.
Epcot.
Walt Disney World.
Anyway, back to what I was talking about.
Yes.
We finally got a name for Star Wars: A Galaxy's Edge. The planet, which we will be visiting in this new land, is called Batuu. Batuu.
Yeah, and we visit this planet at the end of your Star Tours journey.
Yeah.
You land there.
We land there.
You land in Batuu.
In Tomorrowland, and then you gotta walk over to...
So at the end of Star Tours, now you land in Galaxy's Edge in Batuu, and C-3PO goes, oh, I can't do a good C-3PO. I was going to try, but I can't. He goes, looks like there are more adventures to come. So it's a nice little tease. I like what they're doing here. Have you also heard that they apparently, so right now this is the story we're getting. We're getting Crate, we're getting Galaxy's Edge in Star Tours, but I'm hearing eventually it's going to change, so it's more like Mission Space, where you choose a mission, and you're either going to be picking an original trilogy mission where there's Darth Vader, or a newer films mission where you have Kylo Ren and stuff. Did I make that up?
But
I think I heard
like
that.
who picks it? Because that's a big vehicle.
We do.
But like, do you vote on it?
No, I think
like...
you're gonna pick a side to go on.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
That's what I'm hearing. So that's kind of cool.
That would be cool.
Star Tours is really it's interesting because like I am fully like I'm a full-on advocate of get rid of Star Tours when Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens at Disneyland. Not so much at Walt Disney World, but I really believe that. But it's really interesting, like all of these updates we're getting to.
It's such an updatable ride.
Yeah, and they're really doing a great job with it. It's a great marketing tool for
like
the
as much as we don't like screens in a lot of rides. I do like the fact that with Guardians of the Galaxy and Star Tours that they are easily updatable to something new.
Yeah. So. Yes, Star Tours has some new stuff going on. Speaking of Star Tours, with all this new stuff going on, a little someone had to swing by Star Tours just to check it out. A little someone named Mark Hamill, a.k.a. Luke Skywalker.
The Joker. Oh.
That was great. If you don't know, Mark Hamill is the Joker in the Batman TV animated series. But no, he in a very Jack Sparrow-esque sort of way. He showed up. What was it, last week on like some random weeknight? Yeah, he showed up at Disneyland and boarded the ship. Now people in the ship freaked out, and I had to laugh because like. Clearly, they were seatbelted in.
Yes,
it was like okay,
first put your seatbelts
everybody
on.
put your seatbelts. Okay, let's do the security check. There's another visitor, and the force is strong with this one. So I just thought that was really funny. You see people freak out, and you're like, yeah, because obviously with Jack Sparrow with Johnny Depp, you could not get close to him. You would have had to jump out of the boat. In this case, you could have just like gotten up and tackled them if you wanted. So seatbelts were
except
important.
the two people that sat next to him.
yeah. But so that was kind of cool. That was a nice little surprise. Which one do you think was cooler, Mark Hamill or Johnny Depp?
I mean, I think the Johnny Depp one is cooler because like his character is actually like in the ride.
Yeah. Okay.
So immediately when people saw him, they were like,
Yeah.
Some people are like, is this part of the ride or like what's going on?
Yeah. I think the Mark Hamill one's pretty cool.
Mark Hamill one's pretty cool
because that's such
like
an intimate space.
Yeah,
you know,
they're both pretty cool.
Yeah, so these you know, in the day of viral social media, these types of things are necessary, and Disney is having some fun with them. I like it.
Speaking of Star Wars, still
Star Wars news of the week,
still happening. They're getting a bit greedy. Disney's getting a little greedy.
Disney needs to watch. I love Disney.
Yes.
You love Disney.
Yes.
And they
know people. Everyone loves it. I mean, they own so much now. They own Star Wars. They own Marvel. They own all your classic Disney movies. Like, they own a lot of stuff that everyone loves. So
they're becoming bullies.
They're realizing this and attacking some of the theaters. First off, let's talk about the press situation.
Yeah.
Disney has blocked the Los Angeles
LA Times.
Times.
Well, this is all over now, but they were blocked. Yeah.
And a lot of other journalists were saying they will not be reviewing certain Disney things until this ban was lifted and whatnot. Especially big movies like Thor and Coco and Star Wars. But that's lifted now, so maybe it's not so much an issue.
Yeah,
but one of the bigger things is when a movie comes out, the studio gets so much percentage of a movie's box office, and I think when Force Awakens came out, they demanded probably the highest one, which is 64% of the revenue. And now with
Normally it's 55%.
Normally it's 64. So that's a 9% jump. And when you're talking about movies that make billions of dollars, that 9% is a huge cut. And now they're asking for one more percent, which is 65% for The Last Jedi, including a minimum 4-week theater like hold, which means the theater has to have The Last Jedi in theaters in a certain amount of theaters for 4 weeks.
It needs to be in your largest theater in your space for at least 4 weeks. If you break that, if you do it without permission from Disney, there's an additional 5% increase in the sales. So I don't know. I don't know the business of how movie theaters work. To be honest, when I heard the average was 55%, that was actually a lot lower than I thought, because I had always been under the assumption and always heard, even since I was a kid, that like theaters make their money off of concessions, not the movies. So to hear that like normally they get 45% of box office, I was like, oh, that's more than I expected. But for Disney, Disney has a responsibility, I feel like, being the leader in this industry for a lot of things. People, they set the standard, and for them to be doing this, I think is kind of crappy. And for them to be doing it in a way where it's like, listen, they know everybody's going to go see Star Wars, which is why I'm a little surprised that the whole newspaper, the LA Times ban was lifted kind of easily, even though everybody joined in and was like, well, we're not going to review your movies. Like, I'm sorry, but who's not going to go see Star Wars? Like, even if I don't read reviews, I actually just don't read reviews because I don't like reviews. I don't want the influence of them before I see something. So I was surprised, like, Disney didn't have the attitude of, what do we care? Like, I mean, obviously they need them for other things, I guess, but I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of like what feels like bullying going on, in my opinion. I don't like it. I'm ready for Bob Iger to retire. Is it 2019 yet? Even more so because of a story we'll be talking about in just a little bit. But we'll see. And this did happen, as you mentioned, for Force Awakens. It was 64% instead of 65%. I believe they had the whole 4-week hold as well for that one. So I don't know.
He doesn't know.
I don't know.
What's happening with Star Wars?
The new Star Wars trilogy is happening. Director Rian Johnson, who directed Last Jedi, right?
Yep, this one coming out.
Yeah, he's going to be creating a new Star Wars trilogy.
It's so funny, when I read this, I read an article that they asked Rian Johnson to do it because the Lucasfilms and the side of Disney liked working with him so much because over the past couple Star Wars movies, they've actually had problems with all the directors. That's
Yeah.
why we lost the brothers on the Han Solo film and got
Ron Howard.
And they've been having such problem with directors. They finally found one
we
they
got one.
liked.
Keep 'em.
So we're like, we're gonna keep you.
Keep them.
I think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Now is this for the streaming service?
This is for the streaming
Okay,
service.
this is for the streaming service. We're exploring new lands, new characters, new stories. Cool, I guess. Listen, I've been saying it from the day Disney bought Star Wars. To me, it's oversaturation, but they have big plans for Star Wars, and there are a lot of diehard Star Wars fans who will want to see everything.
What I kind of want to see from this, I think everyone's expecting like the movies where like lightsaber fights and all that stuff. I want to see something more
It's gonna be character,
like more like
Star Trek.
No, I am blanking. Rogue One was where we saw a side story of rebels who got plans. I want to see something maybe from just a stormtrooper's point of view or something
great.
like that.
Yeah.
Like something like what's working for the Empire or something.
But they're saying new characters, so maybe there won't be stormtroopers. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to see like a brand spanking new world. That would be kind of cool. Since it's going to be on the streaming service, I honestly don't know if I'll tune into it. When it comes to Star Wars, for me, I'm very much like if it's in the theater, I will go see it, but I don't read the books. I never watch the animated show, so I don't know that I will see this. I mean, I didn't even watch the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids TV show, so chances of me tuning into this probably not that great.
I'll watch it.
But will you?
Yeah.
Will you?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of Marvel, I love the Marvel movies. I don't watch the Marvel TV shows.
Okay.
But I think with Star Wars, I would watch a live action. I did watch it, I started watching the cartoon series that they had with Rebels and stuff like that, but nothing like that. The fact that it's going to be a live action version, I think I will tune into it more.
Cool. What else is going on?
Well, what else is going on? More movie news. Disney.
Oh, Iger. Oh, Bob.
Like we said before, a little bullying. They're trying to buy out 20th Century Fox.
21st Century
21st Century Fox.
Yeah.
Which
parts of it.
Which I can understand. 20th Century Fox owns X-Men, which is a Marvel property.
Yes.
Which, similar with Sony owning Spider-Man, they came to a deal. Now Disney's trying to get into Fox and get X-Men back for a little deal too. They just want to, seems like they want to just get all of Marvel back. But also 20th Century Fox owns Avatar.
Yeah. And the original Star Wars trilogy.
So, I mean, they already have all those franchises in their park or in their area. It makes sense to kind of take it over, but then again,
So this would be, it's a portion of 21st Century Fox, so it would include the 20th Century Fox Studios, essentially their movie studio, as well as their Fox TV. So this is where I get the whole wanting the X-Men thing. I would love that. I really, you know me, I'm a continuity, keep them in one place person. I want Disney to have all the Marvel. I want Marvel out of the Universal parks. I want that. I get it. I understand why they want that. I want the original Star Wars trilogy to be fully owned by Disney. That makes sense at this point. Avatar, I kind of wish they did own it at this point, considering it's a giant land in the park and there are so many more coming out. I am not okay with the idea of Disney owning The Simpsons. They have a ride at Universal Studios. They have a whole land at Universal Studios.
I do think the studio aspect with the movies, like you talked about, is okay, but it taking over another network as well. We already know that I don't think Disney's good at TV. I mean, they have ABC, but ESPN is a failing network.
Yeah.
Continuously failing
Disney
network.
Channel, Disney XD, all those are... I wouldn't say Disney's bad at TV. I just don't want Family Guy owned by Disney. As my friend Aaron Wallace was teasing me when this was announced, he goes, I can't wait to hear what Jeff has to say when Seth MacFarlane becomes a Disney legend. I don't want Seth MacFarlane to be a Disney legend, not unless he's working on some major Disney projects. I don't want that. So Do I want them to have X-Men? Yes. Would I like them to have Avatar? Sure. Do I want them to own the Star Wars original trilogy? Yes. Let's just buy those pieces.
Yeah.
If we have to. And let's just say we wouldn't be in this mess if Disney had just originally created content all along instead of buying Marvel and instead of buying Lucasfilm. It's gotten messy.
Yeah, I'm sure we talked about this before, but did we talk about the Avatar movie that cast they released?
No.
It looks okay. They
So the next movie.
yeah, the next movie they did a picture of like the cast, and it's all kids.
Oh.
And it looked like a Disney Channel original movie cast. So
Maybe James Cameron has been influenced.
So I don't know.
Speaking of randomly, James Cameron, who I'm not a huge fan of, but he did make my favorite movie of all time. Titanic is headed back to AMC theaters December 1st through 7th. I'm going.
Great.
Greatest movie of all time.
Glad we know that.
Yes. Good. That's good info right there. Yeah. So I don't know. It's messy to me, but it is what it is. We'll see. They were in talks. Supposedly the talks have ended. This is very back and forth. Who knows? But I am requesting Disney, can we please start making original content instead of buying other people's content? That'd be great. That's all I want for Christmas.
That's it.
That's it. Anyway, I think that means
It's trivia time!
Hey folks, and welcome to today's Trivia Time. Today I have Elisa on the show from attractionsmagazine.com. Hello, Elisa.
Hello, Jeff. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Now today you picked a very random topic for Trivia Time that I gotta be honest, I've never seen or heard of. And this is Yeehaw Bob Jackson. Am I getting that right?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I am completely oblivious to this. Obviously, you must be a fan, so tell me, when did you fall in love with Yeehaw Bob Jackson?
Oh my gosh, Yeehaw Bob. I first saw him perform when I was in middle school at Disney World. He performed at what was then Dixie Landings, and now the resort is Port Orleans Riverside. But he does an amazing piano singing show there in the River Roost Lounge, and it's just absolutely incredible, super entertaining. Love Bob.
That's one of the things I love about Walt Disney World, like based on its sheer size. You know, I have never been a local to Orlando, but I've definitely visited many times, and I'm always amazed that like there is a ton of stuff I've never experienced there that's been running for many, many years. And it's just kind of like these hidden little gems that you can find. And now I'm going to have to check out Yeehaw Bob Jackson at one of these points, because I did watch some video on YouTube. I'm like, oh, this looks like a blast.
Yeah,
and
he's so much fun.
And it's one guy, right? It's not like this is a character name and they have different performers perform in the role. This is like one guy, isn't it?
It's him. It's his show. He's there 4 nights a week, his show.
That's crazy. Well, let's get to the trivia then. What's your trivia question about Yeehaw Bob?
Okay, well, I'm assuming since you've never even heard of him, you probably won't know the answer to this question, but I'm just going to ask it anyways.
Sure.
So, Yeehaw Bob, what was his first role at Walt Disney World?
Ooh, okay. I did see what he looked like. So was he, this is totally random, and honestly, I don't even know if you have these performers at Magic Kingdom. I know Disneyland does. Was he one of like the Main Street Firemen musicians?
That wasn't it.
Was he a musician, I assume, yeah?
Yes, it's a performance role.
Let me think. Was he
in the right park?
Was he in the Magic Kingdom band? Like the marching band?
Mm-mm.
Ooh, got the right park. Was he? What other musicians are at the Magic Kingdom? Did he do like a review in the Diamond Horseshoe?
Yes, that
Bam!
was his first role at Walt Disney World.
Wow, very cool. They don't do a show in there anymore, do they?
No, it's pretty seasonal restaurant actually.
That's a bummer. The Golden Horseshoe here at Disneyland, they got rid of Billy Hill and the Hillbillies, but they brought in like another vaudeville type of show here. So I'm glad it's still being used for performance. It seems like such a wasted space at Walt Disney World. That's a bummer that they don't use it so much. But at least Yeehaw Bob's still employed. That's a good thing. So my trivia question for you is, of course, about Yeehaw Bob. And right now you mentioned he performs at the River Roost Lounge. Well, when he started performing as this character, I believe it was May of 1997. Yeah, am I right? It was May of 97. That space had a different name. Do you know what the name of the space was before River Roost Lounge?
Ooh, that's a good question. I was so young. That's the thing when I first went there.
Well, I think you said that this would make it Dixie Landings at this point, right?
The hotel was Dixie Landings. Yeah.
So I guess it was a location within Dixie Landings then. If you're,
I mean, it was the same spot, the same bar.
Yeah. Any guesses? I would never guess this. It's very random.
I can't.
It's the Cotton Co-op. That's what it was called.
Oh, I definitely didn't remember that.
I'd never even heard of it. So I believe I stayed at Dixie Landings at one point when I was visiting Walt Disney World.
It's a fun resort.
Yeah, it's good times. Anyway, that's fun. To me, I learned so much in this trivia time. Again, I learned about something I'd never even heard of. And this is great. I'm going to have to check it out next time I'm at the park. So thank you so much for coming on Trivia Time. Of course, check out Elisa's work over at attractionsmagazine.com. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Jeff.
Woo, Pat, did you know the answer to that trivia?
Nope.
Alrighty then. Anyway, anything else you want to add before you get going?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
You're flying through this year. And of course, if you're going out to the movies, Coco releases today. So go check that out. I've seen it already. I cried.
I haven't seen it. Every opportunity that was given to me to see it in advance, my schedule's insane. So I'm seeing it at the studios on Saturday.
Amazing.
So I'm telling you, I've been saying for a long time, it looks like one of the best.
It's great. If you've seen it,
you texted me after and you said I cried like Toy Story 3.
I cried like Toy Story 3. Yeah, if you've seen it, definitely a family movie. I think it's a perfect release for Thanksgiving. Yeah. So check it out. Let us know down in the comments what you think of the movie. Also, we have Olaf's Frozen Adventure coming out too. So, but don't.
Oh, did you see that?
I didn't see it
because I'm assuming you went to the AP thing. Right?
Yeah, they're not playing it in any screenings, which is interesting.
I wonder if I'll see it. Usually at the Disney Studios,
you'll see. I think once it's not out yet.
Oh, that's why they're not.
Yeah,
I see. So wait a second. Are you going to pay to see it to see Olaf's?
Well, I have a movie pass, so yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
I will see it again, but don't spoil anything. This is a very spoiler-heavy movie.
That's what I hear.
So
don't
be that guy.
Yeah.
What else?
I also want to mention, guys, the Disney Coast to Coast 2018 calendar.
2018.
Here you go. You can. Patrick's going to model it.
If you have a 2017
nobody
one,
can see it over there.
You gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, 2018 calendar.
It's wiki
available over at DisneyCoastToCoast.com.
It's tree life.
We also have it where you can get it as a calendar t-shirt combo. A lot of retired attractions in here. We got the Great Movie Ride represented.
Toontown,
where
you can't go to in Walt Disney World.
No.
Ellen's Universe of Energy,
or just the Universe of Energy.
We didn't have Ellen in here.
No,
God, I love the animatronic.
No, she didn't make it.
Oh,
Tower of Terror. That is actually Florida's. It's not our retired.
Not ours.
Cinderella Castle.
The back of it. Let me see the back of your castle. Matterhorn Mountain. What else we got? Halloween, of course. We got some not so scary Halloween party stuff. Olaf.
Frozen Ever After.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah.
And then Christmas. Santa Claus.
So check that out over at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. They are on sale for a very limited time. As I mentioned before, you can get it with a t-shirt as well. So check that out, folks. I do want to give some shout-outs. Shout-outs to Jonna Jack 41.
Jonna Jack 41.
Jonna Jack 41. Thanks so much for that written review on iTunes. The 5 stars. Thank you so much.
Ding, ding,
also
ding.
to Vast Happening 12.
That's happening.
12. Thank you so much for the 5-star written review on iTunes. And Rio, you as well. Rio. Woohoo! Jonna Jack 41, Vast Happening 12, and Rio. Thank you.
Rio.
I like that. Rio. Oh, I'm screwing.
Can't do it.
Rio. There we go. I was smiling too much while I tried to do it. Guys, I think that's going to do it for us this week. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on NBC and check out Olaf, the giant balloon.
He's giant.
Making his premiere this year. That's going to be fun. Guys, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.